This week we have some terrific facts all about Star Trek Deep Space Nine's episode Past Prologue. Now, Past Prologue has a rich ancestry when it comes to other episodes also written by the episode's popular author. Not only did Catherine Powers write Past Prologue, but she also was the writer behind Code of Honor, one of the Next Generation's most memorable episodes. Obviously, she's an absolute master of writing great episodes for the first seasons of a Star Trek show. Judging by her caliber so far, I bet she wrote most of Star Trek Voyager's first season. Actress Susan Bay, who plays Admiral Rollman in this soapy episode, was actually the real-life wife of Spock's human form, Leonard Nimoy, and therefore the step-mother-in-law of Dax actress Terry Farrell, although you wouldn't believe it by looking. There's no family resemblance at all. Terry Farrell had decided not to wash off the Trill makeup spots from her hensing face and neck and bum from the previous episode, as she thought it would save the makeup team some time and effort in not having to reapply it. The trouble was that it had smudged all over her face due to Hollywood night sweats, and so the makeup artists had to waste time wiping away the smudged mank and reapplying it with their special brushes. As everyone on Earth knows, Past Prologue continues the continuing saga of the Duras family. One of the Duras actors was found punding behind one of the sets with items that she collected from the promenade between takes. She put the items on the ground in a neat row, starting with the largest and ending with the smallest, and she was allegedly very happy with herself. The producers had to then waste time carefully putting the small props back exactly where they'd been, using production notes and photographs for reference. Armin Shimmerman came to work after a night shift working at Malibu Beach as a lifeguard, and the traces of dried seawater were all over his hair and head, which made it extra tricky for attaching the Ferengi head prosthesis. Rick Berman had to take him aside and was reportedly seen pointing his finger at the Quark actor's face, rasping at him that either he takes a shower before coming to work to wash off the awful seawater, or he won't have a job to come back to next time. Dr. Bashir actor Alexander Siddig was so interested in portraying a doctor so very well that he had started an evening course in basic medical examinations so that he would be more believable in the role. And if you ask me, it's plain to see that he knows what he's talking about when he mentions biomimetic gel, or perhaps that post-ganglionic nerve. The character of Quark actually had undergone a last-minute change before Deep Space Nine began filming. His original scripted name was, of course, Nolrad Segis, and throughout the run of Star Trek, this would be his nickname. In fact, during this episode, anyone with eagle eyes would have heard Kira call him this during one of her diatribes. While directing, the directors would say things like, "You stand there on the left, Nolrad Segis," and the actor would love it so much. As one of the only two actors to get a nickname in Deep Space Nine, it would make him feel so special for the remainder of the 7-year production cycle. The Star Trek data robot actor Spiner was originally due to be shoehorned into this episode in a B-plot involving Chief O'Brien accidentally beaming a human brain into Data's cybernetic head, but Rick Berman determined that the story was far-fetched, and so he cancelled the idea altogether, but not before the scenes had been filmed, so he alone would have a copy of this bizarre story for his own hensing amusement. Very good actor Jeffrey Nordling, who played Thanalos, was planned to be a returning actor for Star Trek until disaster struck. He was allegedly leaning on one of the beams of the promenade set when the weak plastic beam buckled under his strong weight, and 3 stories of set tumbled down onto him, injuring him all over. It took the combined expertise of set builders and local handymen 3 days to rebuild the promenade. He overcame the injuries quickly enough, but the producers had now blacklisted the actor as a troublemaker. Now aged 63, he possibly was heard recently lamenting that he could have been the best thing ever to happen to Star Trek if only he hadn't have completely ruined that set. Another fact about Thanalos is that there was one other man who wanted to play him, an actor who wanted to be in Star Trek so much that he changed his name from Brad Lotham to Star Trek Lotham. He obviously expected to walk into the role with a name like that, but sadly Star Trek Lotham was struck down with a strange plague before he really got the chance at the part, and Jeffrey Nordling was offered the part. However, this isn't the last time we would hear about Star Trek Lotham, so stay tuned for future episodes of Facts. Thanks ever so much for checking out my interesting facts all about past Prologue, and now you've heard it, you're no doubt a massive expert on it, so congratulations for learning it. Leave a comment underneath if you'd like to, hit like if you'd like to, and come back next time because I'm pretty sure the facts that I dig up for the next episode, be it Deep Space Nine or Next Generation, will be some of the best facts you've ever heard. Okay, so I'll see you next time. Ta-ta!